Welcome back. Welcome back. Another preview, another TOT vid. We got the Wizards and Pacers preview. Obviously, we're doing a preview of every single week one, opening night, whatever you want to call it, games. We got the Wizards and Pacers here. Um, the Pacers are favored by 7.5 going into it, but let's talk some last year numbers first, relatively quickly, and then we'll get into some more X's and O's and game picks and all that kind of stuff. But start with the Wizards.
So for the Zards, last year they were 35 and 47. Their offensive rating 113.7, pretty cheeks. They're in the bottom third of the league. Defensive rating bottom third of the league as well, 114.9. Super cheeks there in 21st. Net rating negative 1.2, getting a little closer to that big zero, but still negative. You hate to see that from them. I think that they were in the weirdest spot they've been in a long time last year, the Wizards.
Yeah, I mean they've kind of been stuck in this limbo of being good but bad at the same time with Bradley
Last
Beal.
year was just kind of the antithesis of everything, all adding into one. Beal had a foot out the door. Like, it was just interesting. That was the most in shambles the squad's ever been. Kuzma was jacking up dog shit.
Yeah, I mean the Wizards were not a good basketball team last year, and I hate to say it, I don't think they'll be a good basketball team this year. They'll be fun.
Lottery team.
They'll be fun.
Lottery team.
Yeah, for sure, but they'll be fun.
Oh, they'll be very fun, especially with Poole, which we'll get into in a little bit when we do X's and O's, but Poole averaging 30 and what's his name averaging 26. That's what we said. Yep.
But yeah, I mean those are just the raw numbers, just to go on a basis. If you guys haven't checked in what you guys did last year, if you were curious what your offensive, defensive, and net rating were. But let's go to the Pacers side. Same record, 21st in offense, which I thought was very surprising considering their offensive talent. Defensive rating 117.26. That makes sense. And net rating minus 3.3, negative 3.3.
It's just crazy to look at because I feel like they had a decent year. Maybe they kind of fell off in the second half of the year, but
yeah, obviously Tyrese got hurt, so that's definitely impacting it. But a stat I looked up that's not on here is that they were 5th in pace last year, and I think that's only going to go up by adding Obi Toppin. I think adding Obi is going to be huge for this team. I think he's a candidate for most improved player. I just think that the Pacers are one of those teams that's you're like, oh, they were 35 and 47 last year. They feel way better than that. Finn just did it. I think they're going to be a team that sneaks into that 7 seed this year.
Yep.
Like, I think that's how good these Pacers can be. And I think they'll be right around 500, if not a little more. So I'm definitely encouraged to see what they do. Obviously, we're big Tyrese Halliburton's fans.
Huge. We might even be a Tyrese Halliburton podcast.
We're getting there at this rate. But I'm very curious to see what this game looks like. Obviously, the numbers for both teams don't look great. They were middle of the pack to below average in every single one. I expect that to kind of flip. I think that both of these teams have the potential to be top 10 offenses. I think that they're going to score the hell out of the ball. I think one of the reasons both of them will be a top 10 offense.
Be a top 10 offense?
I think because of the pace they're going to play at. And I think Tyus Jones, shout out Slim, is one of the best.
On Tyus Jones.
Yeah, he's one of the facilitators, or one of the best facilitators in the league. I think he's going to get guys into spots that Bradley Beal, who was mainly running the point or having the ball in his hands, couldn't get them to. And I think that Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, between the two of them, are going to be able to score consistently enough to
55 a night between the two of them.
Yeah, I just think that when they get going, they're going to push the pace. They're going to really just be able to shoot. They're going to shoot quick into the shot clock, and I think it's going to be a very high-scoring season for the Wizards and the Pacers. I think having Obi Toppin, who loves to run the floor, Tyrese Halliburton never stops jogging, sprinting up the court with the ball. Like, those are just things that you can't really, like, you just got to, that's what goes into being a top 10 offense. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you need. But
as dog shit as it ended up playing out, I think it was also huge for him to get some Team USA reps.
Yeah, I think both of these teams are going to struggle defensively. I don't think that's going to change. And if you've listened to everything I've said, if you're a betting man, take the over in this game probably. I don't know what the total's at. It's not out yet.
They're going to be battling back and forth. Tyus Jones, shouts out Slim. Slim loves Tyus Jones. Slim studies his game. I I think Daniel Gafford's a decent player. He's obviously injured right off rip. He's a Shaq and a Fool legend. He's the one who got absolutely siced by KD with that crossover Hezo. So RIP. That's probably why he's still injured. But he's a decent young talent. And I like who's the foreign guy with a D?
Denny Avdija, apparently he's ass. Like, I don't
Yeah,
watch a ton of
a
Wizards,
lot of
but
people talk about him now.
I wanted, I think the Cavs or some team to draft him, and I was like, oh, it's a good pick, and he's not turned out to be very good. But hey, maybe this is the year. Maybe this
If
is
you
the
guys
year.
have seen our videos before, though, I've mentioned, I may have been in our hot takes video, I forget. I genuinely think Poole can average over 30 points a game this year. I am a highlight slut. Matt's been on my case for this recently. Watching Jordan Poole is an easy guy to be a highlight slut for. He obviously has a lot of lapses on defense. He's a weak side, non-existent. He might as well not even be on the floor. And obviously, he's not really picking anybody's pocket or getting in front of somebody and checking them full court. But he's a fantastic scorer, fantastic entertainer. And at the bottom line, I think the Wizards are just going to be fun to watch, like you said.
Yeah, I think they'll be in games where you watch them if you're not a fan, and you'll just want to see what's going on. And you'll just see, like, on your Instagram feed, you'll just see Jordan Poole, 42 points, Kyle Kuzma, 36 points, Wizards beat whoever, like one of the random Tuesday nights. Like, that's just how the Wizards are going to be. I think they'll be fun. But
any of you TOT fans out there, by the way, who are like fans of a specific team, there will be a time this year that the Wizards beat a good team that's your favorite team, and you're going to be pissed.
True. They're just going to win weird games. I don't know why, probably because of the offense. But hey, let's get specifically into this game. I think that the addition of Bruce Brown is going to be huge for the Pacers, not only offensively, but defensively. You can stick him on Jordan Poole, and I think he's going to do one hell of a job defending against him. That's a matchup I would definitely watch in this game. All right, go ahead.
Shout out Bruce. I want to highlight a few things about Bruce's game real quick because Bruce is an exceptional talent. Post, hook, God. Push shot, God. Floater, God. One dribble, screen and roll, catch it in the low paint. Floater, God, right over the top. Corner three-point specialist, God, turn at the other team's bench, headband, God, and a phenomenal vibes guy, great defender, strong. He's built like a motherfucker, bro. He looks like a bodybuilder, but he's still fast and quick, bouncy, gets a lot of dunks. There's been times he gets put back, tip-ins, put back dunks. I think him with a Miles Turner complements each other well.
Yeah, I think having the guy that can stretch the floor, kind of like how Bruce did with Jokic last year, and also being that secondary ball handler. I think Tyrese is obviously going to have the ball in his hands a lot, but Bruce Brown's going to spend a lot of time with the second unit, even if he ends up starting. I think he's going to spend a ton of time with them because he's one guy that can run an offense. Like, he can be the guy with the ball in his hand, put people in the right spots. And I think having a guy in Tyrese and Bruce being able to do that for an entire game against the Wizards, who I don't feel comfortable with Jordan Poole running an offense. I feel comfortable with Tyus Jones. I don't feel comfortable with Jordan Poole orchestrating an entire offense. I just don't.
I think he's going to be good for it, dude. I think he's due for a huge year this year, a breakout year, numbers wise and just eye test wise.
Maybe he is, but right now I can't give him that.
This won't be our last.
But yeah, obviously, I just think in relation to this game, I think the depth is going to become a huge issue in this game. I think the Pacers are going to rout the Wizards. I don't know if I touch the 7.5, but I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. And I think that the Pacers are going to be able to make enough stops on defense to win them the game. I think having Bruce being able to switch between guarding Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole, that hybrid defensibility is going to be huge. And I just think that overall the Pacers just have a better team right now. And like having Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Obi Toppin, Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, who they signed or traded for, Miles Turner, like these are just guys that I feel like are going to have a really good season. And I think that the Wizards are just a team that's going to be fun to watch on a random Wednesday when there's no other games on. Like, that's just where I'm at.
I think the Pacers are due for a breakout year. They were showing signs of it last year. I remember, faithful. I remember at the first half of the year, because it was still when KD was before he was injured and before Tyrese was injured, they were giving us problems. It was Mathurin who was giving us fucking problems. And they're just a pesky little squad. They don't go away. So I think they're going to have a big year. I think they're really underrated.
Yeah, what's your game pick for this?
I 100% take the Pacers. Again, like you said, I don't know if I would touch a 7.5. This is one of those games I'm looking for Poole to come out, hit 2 quick threes, maybe get a Kuzma layup, 8-0, take the Pacers minus 200, pound it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that the Pacers are just simply a way better team at this stage right now. Like, I think the Wizards, if they add a couple guys at some point, like maybe, but like right now, they're just a team that you're just gonna watch chuck
They're
up. Some
just let them. They're a gun 'em. They're a gun 'em squad. Let them gun. It's going to be interesting to watch them play. And like I said, TOT faithful, whatever team you like, there will come a time here that they beat your favorite team, and you're going to be fucking pissed. Kind of like the way that the Pels were, and honestly, the Pacers were last year.
Yeah, but hey, obviously those are our game picks. Let us know in the comments if you want us to do more game previews of either of these teams. We'll see you guys soon. Check out our other previews if you just want to, or a fan of the game and you want to see what we have to say about the other teams. Nets, Cavs coming up shortly, so check that one out. It's going to be a good.
You'll see us in person at that game, so
it's going to be a good rivalry game between the guys. But like, comment, subscribe, and check out these other.
Wait, our handshake?
What? Yeah, we have a bet on it.